Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm the OPJellicent and we're back here on Pokemon Showdown. I'm going to be building an OU squad around Mega Scizor, then I'll be hopping on the ladder, testing out the team to make improvements, and the final team will be down below in the description for all of you to try out. So looking at Mega Scizor right here, we have a very bulky spread with nearly max HP. We do want that odd HP stat and then nearly max defense right here. And then of course we have the remaining 16 in Spit F. We have just SD, Roost, U-turn, and Bullet Punch right here. Really nice to set up on Pokemon like Landorus T. The only thing that can actually knock you out with is a +2 Supersonic Sky Strike, so we definitely want to be careful about that. But it can definitely use that as setup fodder to just get up to +6, and it's just a really threatening late game cleaner. I love that it adds an initial Steel type on the team because fairies are so prominent right now. The one unfortunate thing is you can't actually Bullet Punch Tapu Lele due to its terrain, so you kind of have to predict, do you go for U-turn as it switches in and get 50% off? Do you Bullet Punch? It's kind of a prediction game in that matter, but let's go ahead and see what we want to add right here. So obviously, Mega Scizor's biggest weakness is fire types, so Pokemon like Heatran, are there any other prominent fire types besides Heatran in the tier? There definitely is. I'm definitely missing something. Zardex and Zardoy are definitely things too. The Clown for sure. Although the Clown is less of an issue because I'm pretty sure it dies to +2 Bullet Punch, so after rocks that is, so that could be very helpful. In terms of things that can go ahead and pressure the Zards and obviously Heatran, Garchomp immediately comes to mind. Now, one set that I actually have been wanting to try out is Rockium Z Garchomp because I used Dragonium Z in last week's team builder and people said that Rockium Z was better. So I'm kind of curious right here. I'm just going to go ahead and try it out and see whether it can go ahead and work out right here. Obviously, we have Earthquake to go ahead and pressure Heatran, and this basically gives me a Stealth Rocker right away to help my Mega Scizor sweep, so that could be very good right here. Let me make sure I put the correct ability on here. And then, yeah, I'm going to try Rocky MZ this time and see whether we can have some fun with that. I love being able to OHKO Zapdos, obviously. I'm pretty sure that's one of the things this can do. Earthquake, Stone Edge, Swords Dance, and Stealth Rock looks good right here. So no Dragon Stab is a little bit scary, but I don't think it'll be too necessary based on what I've been told. So let's go ahead and run a defense, just a foreign defense right here. And we already have a sort of Dragon's Fairy Steel Core going on right here. Would love to complete it. Now in terms of fairy types that I could add, Tapu Lele could be cool, but unfortunately Bullet Punch kind of cannot be used under that terrain. I could just time it though if I really want to use Tapu Lele. Scarf Lele looks really good right here. Clefable is another option. Although I would mostly use that for Stealth Rocks, and I already have a Stealth Rockers, so I think I'll go Lele here. Scarf or Specs. Specs would be really nice for breaking potential. Another reason why I like Tapu Lele right here is because I have 2 physical attackers on the team, and I definitely want to get started with my special offense. I think Scarf right here is just great as a win condition. I don't really have one yet, and I don't know if I will be adding another one later, so let's go ahead and do this right here. Scarf Lele. Obviously, as I said, that terrain is going to be very vital to stopping our Bullet Punch, but I just have to time it right. If I find that Mega Scizor has to Bullet Punch something, I just don't bring in Tapu Lele earlier, and I'll be fine. So let's go ahead and run a Timid Nature right here with just Psychic, Moonblast. I'm thinking Focus Blast and Hidden Power Fire. I don't really like to run Psyshock on Scarf sets because unfortunately without a Specs you can't 2-hit KO Chansey, so yeah, this is definitely the better route right here. Let's run Hidden Power Fire and be good to go from there. So one weakness that I used my remaining 4 EVs, right? Yeah, I did. So one big weakness that I'm seeing already is that despite Mega Scizor resisting fairy types, it doesn't take 2 Spec Psychics from Lele. So I would love a secondary Steel type if at all possible. So Celesteela immediately comes to mind. Heatran could be very cool as well. Jirachi provides us healing wish support. Lots of options right here. Now, I wouldn't be running Psychic Stab on Jirachi, so the Tapu Lele's terrain is not really going to benefit that much. I kind of like Heatran here, I'm not going to lie. We could double up on Stealth Rockers, and Hazards are definitely a big part of this team. I feel like that's probably one of my best bets. Let's quickly scroll through one more time before we decide on that. I don't really see any other prominent fairy resists that I could add, besides Celesteela, but I don't know how much I don't really like Celesteela right here on such an offensive team. It would kind of just gear towards balance, if anything. And I kind of want to go with, I'm going to go with Heatran. We could go with Magnezone too, but at the same time, Magnezone is not bulky at all, and I don't really like Assault Vest Magnezone in all honesty. So let's go ahead and run Heatran right here. With probably, actually, you know what I could do? I could run Assault Vest Magearna. Double up on fairy types, could be interesting. Kind of like the Heatran. I think I'll actually do Magearna for the Volt Switch support. I kind of like that a lot, just to be able to get in our breakers like Lele and Garchomp. I'm going to run Assault Vest Magearna over the Heatran right here, because we already have a Stealth Rocker, right? I definitely feel as though this could be better for us. Let's go ahead and run Flurry Cannon. Let's run Volt Switch, obviously. Let's run Focus Blast, as inaccurate as it is. I already have it on Lele too, why not run it here? And then one move left right here. I think I'll just go with Iron Head to be able to hit opposing Shift Gear Magearna and Calm Mind Magearna very reliably. I believe they're on like nearly a max HP. I'm pretty sure it's like 224 or something like that in Spit F. And then the remaining 36 in Speed. That's just from what I remember, and I'm pretty sure they go with minus Speed Nature. I don't remember what the speed is for exactly. Maybe for a Mega Mawile, something bulky like that. Like Min Speed Mega Mawile, even though that doesn't exist. I don't know, but yeah, I think this looks standard. I think it's definitely correct right here. I'll get a double checked for sure, but we have 2 slots left on the team right here. So we have a really good Fairy Resist now, along with an Ash Greninja switch in, so that's very helpful. In terms of things that can appreciate the Volt turn support, obviously Wall Breakers. Banded Victini looks very cool right here. It would add a Rocks weakness to the team when... If I don't have any other Rocks weakness, I don't see the point in adding one right now. Like, why increase my Hazard's weakness when I don't even have Hazard Control in the team yet? If I do want to... Actually, what could my Hazard Control be first, before I get to a head right here? Helmet Torn looks cool. I don't have a ground immunity yet, and that looks like a big threat to this team. Like Scarf Landorus T looks really problematic. Obviously, I now have a Scarfer that threatens that out and a Pokemon that can take a few hits here, but it could still definitely be a problem if these Pokemon are put in range of Earthquake. Yeah, I think Torn is probably my best bet right here. It also provides me with a secondary card check alongside the Scizor, and it can also allow me to add that Hazard weak Pokemon that I said I did want before adding this Defogger right here. So let's go ahead and run Hurricane, obviously. Knock off, U-turn, and then Defog. I don't really see Bulk being too much of an issue for this team between SD Garchomp and probably a Wall Breaker for my last Pokemon. So let's run Rocky Helmet right here. With just the split in max HP and max speed right here, looks fine. Let's run that. 248, 252, and then 8 in defense right here. I guess we can put it in, yeah, let's put it in defense. Just to help take hits from Kartana. And then I'll run minus attack, I guess. I don't think the attack is going to actually matter too much. So 1 slot left. Physical special split still looking fine. We have 2 really strong physical attackers right here. 3 special attackers. So physical attacker could be cool. I did want to say I want to add Banded Victini. That sounds super fun. And I already have checks, like I have Double Steel, I have an Ash Greninja check, I have Hazard Control. I'm doing it. We're going with Banded Victini right here for my last mon. I don't actually have another choice mon besides my choice guard Lele, right? So, yeah, this could be very cool right here. I'm kind of excited to try this. I haven't used Banded Victini in a while, or Victini at all in that matter, for quite a while. So let's go ahead and run just V-Create, Bolt Strike, Zen Headbutt, and U-turn. Looks good to me. And this increases our breaking potential a lot right here. I'm going to go with Jolly Nature just to be able to go ahead and speed tie with opposing Manaphy, opposing offensive Mew. I think that could be very valuable because obviously V-Create's super strong anyway, right? You don't really fear anything. So the team looks very cool right here. I'll get this Magearna EV spread double checked, but I'll be right back with our first game. Alright, I got a game right here. The server is actually just restarted. Also, my opponent's username is Run Timid and Cry, which is pretty funny right here, but I think Gliscor or Pex are probably very good leads by them right here. Gotta be careful with my Scizor against Magnezone, but Victini right here just blows everything away. I'm gonna lead Garchomp because I wasn't anticipating Altaria lead. Kind of bad. I think I'll pivot to Torn initially, just kind of scouting the set. Whether it's Cotton Guard or Dragon Dance, I don't know. Goes for Body Slam. That's a very annoying Pokemon because it's just gonna paralyze everything. Gonna U-turn out here into my Magearna. On the next Body Slam, that's fine. I can just go right here for a Flare Cannon this turn. In case they go Gliscor, which I don't think they would. They would probably go Pex first. They just give me the Altaria, nice. So that's definitely very cool. I was kind of worried about Pex coming out, but this thing comes in right here, and this thing's not a threat. Yeah, because I can take that attack, get in my Garchomp here. They reveal to be a Leftovers variant. Okay, so I can just get up my rocks this turn with really no drawbacks right here, and I think that should be cool. I want to get in Mega Scizor, but unfortunately they actually got into this, interestingly. I'll SD up here because they really can't do anything, yeah. This turn, there should be Scarf, right? So I'll just go for an Earthquake. They know that Rockium Z, though, which is a little bit scary. Gliscor comes in. Do I fear anything here? I'm just gonna Crush. I don't think I have a reason to do anything else. Like, SDing again could make me even weaker to that thing. So that takes a lot of damage there. Just gonna Earthquake here. Is that a Bloom Doom? Breakneck Blitz. It didn't even kill me. Wow. Ditto comes in again. I mean, it's going to Stone Edge here probably. I think I'll just sack off my Magearna. Don't really need that. As it decides to go for Stone Edge, yeah. So this is okay with me. I have Scizor to take on Stone Edge just fine. They do hit the second one. I go Scizor here, and basically what I can do is just Roost up on the Pex. That's totally cool. Garchomp was good here, but it did a lot of breaking work, which I'm happy about. Eject button, huh? That's actually a really cool tech. Oh, they get a crit though, which is not very funny. That's pretty unfortunate, I'm not gonna lie. Especially because the moment they copy my Garchomp, I kind of lose to Stone Edge. Okay, let's do this here. I think I'll click probably V-Create. Banded V-Create looks pretty strong in this scenario. I think I win anyway, but it's just kind of annoying that they crit me right there, because I would have been able to U-turn out and have that as a sack later, so a little bit unfortunate. They're trying to pick their switch in here. I think Gliscor should die. Ditto probably dies. I don't know how much Pex takes, and that's a problem. If they stay in right here, they're going to make themselves very weak to Lele. I'm so tempted to Zen Headbutt here, but I'm not predicting. Like, if they stand right here and I lose my Victini, that's just going to be the game, basically. I guess in theory, if I Zen Headbutt and they stand, I still get damage for my Lele. I'll just V-Create. I can bring in Victini again later and try this again, so let's just go ahead and V-Create here and see what happens. I forgot to check whether I was actually trapped in there or not. I think I should have been. They do go Pex. Doesn't take a ton of damage as I thought it might not. A little bit sad. I'll go Garchomp this turn. On a Toxic Spike. Not a big deal. What I can do here is just go right for an Earthquake on the Gliscor coming in. Gliscor's not an issue. I can just defog with my Torn now. That should be okay. Man, had I Zen Headbutted, I would have been golden. Roost is not a problem. I can just defog for all my Pokemon basically here. I guess they could go for like an SD into Facade. I'm assuming that's what's coming out here. I'll U-turn into Garchomp on Facade. Yeah, so they do have SD into Facade there. This turn I'll go Victini again. I think V-Create should be able to OHKO this. I'll be his Pex now. I have to predict this Pex coming. I don't have to. I think it'll get 2-hit KO'd. They stay in and I don't knock it out, so that's probably game. I'll go Lele here and try to pressure them with this, though. Go right here for Psychic. I think Lele might actually be able to win this. See, if I knock that out... If I got that roll right there, I probably would have won. With Victini plus Lele, but now it's kind of a toss-up. They go out into this here. I'm gonna have to stay in and try. I get a crit right away, which is very big. They opted to go for Moonblast. It might come down to this tie here. I do win said tie, which is cool. Magnezone comes in. I'm going to try to switch out, as they actually let me do that, which is cool. This turn, what I can do is just go right here for a knockoff. Get in this again, and then... I mean, I have to try to go for the Psychic crit. And yeah, I'm not going to get it right there. I think I would have won had I kept my Victini, because Zen Headbutt sweeps right here. Let's find out what that roll was on Gliscor before we... I mean, the eject button tech was definitely very cool, but let's find out that roll on the Gliscor. Because I did 93, it was at 94. Okay, so it looks like the roll was in their favor anyway, assuming the standard spread right here, so can't really complain about that. They definitely played very well. I'll drop a GG in the chat, and I'll be right back with another game. Alright, I got another game right here. The Clown is an issue, for sure. I don't have a good Ghost Resist, but I can lead off here with Victini on Landor's T. Okay, not the best. I'm gonna go Torn here on potentially a Stealth Rock. Either that or they'll go for like an Earthquake here is what I'm thinking. I would never leave in Victini here turn 1. It's really good against their team. Being able to V-Create everything. I can maybe catch this thing with a Bolt Strike, but they would probably go Landorus if anything. They could go Heatran. Yep, so are you like Sash? What's happening here? Knockoff, okay. Well, I got an evasion drop and I miss anyway. That's really sad. I'm gonna defog here. As they go for U-turn. Yeah, had I hit that Hurricane, that would have been great for my Victini, but now I'm kind of in a tough spot. I'll go right here for a U-turn into my Magearna on Volt. So they're going to get in Medicham here. I couldn't risk Garchomp right there. Did they actually go back to Landers, huh? Yeah, the rocks are never going up against me. They go for Earthquake that turn, okay. Well, I can attempt to knock here, which is cool. Maybe get rid of that Rotom's item. Heatran is actually okay, unless it's Z. It is Z. I'm gonna go Garchomp. I don't think they're Steelium Z, I think they would be Firium. It was Steelium, but I lived. Let's get up rocks here. Is rocks to play, or do I just Earthquake first? Because if Landorus comes out, I get my rocks anyway. Let's get up rocks. And then SD here. On their rocks, and this gives me a Continental Crush. I'm assuming they would just take it with this, right? I don't think this will knock it out. Yeah, that's where like Dragonium Z could be better, because that would have knocked it out, I think, but it's okay. I think what I can do now is just bring out my Lele here and put on some pressure with Psychic. I think they'll just sack this off, in all honesty. I don't think you would risk damage on Heatran here. Bulu could be a mid-ground, depending on how Spadef it is. It is Bulu, okay. Oh, it is very Spadef. Never mind. I was wrong. Let's go Scizor here. I think my opponent's not going to predict because they're ahead. Yeah, they just go for Horn Leech, which is fine. In this scenario, I can just go right here for a U-turn. If they SD up, I don't care. Oh, they're actually giving me damage on the Lele resist too, which is amazing. I'll get in Victini here. And what I'm thinking I do is I just go for maybe just a U-turn here is fine. On Landorus T. Okay, so this gives me another Psychic. How healthy is that Bulu? I got so much health back. That's annoying. Okay. But Psychic again here. Heatran will get 2-hit KO'd, which is very cool. This makes my V-Create a lot more spammable. The Clown is a problem, though. I'm gonna get in Magearna on the Shadow Ball. Yeah, I had to try to do that right here. And in this scenario, I can just go ahead and click Flare Cannon and knock out the Landorus. So I just gotta make sure I don't get swept by Shadow Ball. Medicham comes in. I don't think I need Torn here, as they actually missed their head jump kick. That's a very big miss. I was willing to sack Torn, although I think from 76 max HP Torn takes one of those. Okay, well, I don't really care about this thing, so I'm just gonna knock off the berry. They actually Thunder Wave, but they were Papa Berry, okay. So here I actually get a slow U-turn out, assuming I win this tie, which is pretty cool. Bulu comes in. I think I'll just go Victini and claim. The Clown is obviously the problem, so this will go down. The Clown comes in. I'm going to sack off my Paralyzed Torn, I think. And actually, I think I have to V-Create in case they go for the Fire move. Yeah, they do go for the Fire move, because they were trying to sweep right there, and had I switched out into Torn and they went for the Flamethrower, I get swept, so I couldn't risk that. And it looks like we might be fine here in the end. This thing comes in. I have no reason to keep in Victini. I think I just... Well, first of all, Scizor kind of wins at this point. Let's go Torn here. And then bring in Lele, click Psychic. I can't get Bullet Punch due to terrain, so yeah, I knocked that out. And then they're just going to go ahead and forfeit. So yeah, I saw that Flamethrower was actually going to sweep me, assuming I switched out. And I figured that they would just go for a Latch This Effort Flamethrower right there. So that worked out for us, and I'll be right back with another game. Okay, my next match here is going to be up against some Toxapex Hyper Offense. Not quite sure what to think. Coco leads. I don't know if it would be Specs Dazzle. It's probably dual screens, if anything. I'll go for Earthquake in case they taunt, because they were Chica, okay. I think I'll go... I can't risk Torn. I'll go Magearna here on the U-turn. Yeah, I was going to go Torn to get the helmet damage and basically make it so that it nearly dies to rocks. But now this thing gets to come in. I'll go Garchomp here and try to get up my own hazards. I guess Torn is fine too. And I can just defog here. Like, worst case, they Rock Tomb me. Coco is not a big deal. I can just go Magearna again. On the Roost, not a big deal. I'm going to Focus Blast here in case they go for the U-turn into Drill. They should go Pex, but I feel like they may go Drill and mess up here. Yeah, and if I hit this, which I do, I'm going to do a lot of damage, yeah. And once again, I got to deny hazards, so I'm going to get in Torn. As much as I know Torn is important for that Hawlucha, I feel like I can beat it with my Victini or Scizor. So let's defog here. They may stay in this time. And go for a Rock Tomb. Nope, back to Coco, okay. U-turn. Okay, well I'm just going to attempt to Focus Blast. They shouldn't actually stay in. They shouldn't actually go for Earthquake here. Yep, and I do hit, nice. So, that's pretty cool. I don't actually know if they can stop me from knocking out another Pokemon. I guess maybe they could go Lottie and then try to pivot to Pex on the Flare Cannon. I'll just Volt on whatever comes out, in all honesty. Unless it's Coco. And against Coco, I'll go for the Flare Cannon. But everything else I'll just Volt out on, because it's pretty free. And I know for a fact if they go Lottie, they're not staying in with Lottie against +1 Magearna. So I think maybe just Volting out is probably better. Because, like, worst case scenario, even if they stay in, I just get in Scizor or Lele that turn. And that should be okay. I guess actually I should just Flare Cannon, right? Because if they even go Pex in my Flare Cannon, I just go Torn and defog T-Spikes or whatever they might want to do. So they're kind of debating right here. I definitely got the early game correct. That was pretty cool. Who's in here? I don't recognize anybody. Let's see, because I could definitely just nab another kill here depending on how they play it. I definitely got lucky hitting 2 Focus Blasts, I will acknowledge that, but I got the plays right with Focus Blast, which is very cool in itself right there. What turns did I hit Focus Blasts on? This last turn I did. Hello? It's not gonna knock me out with Earthquake. That's definitely not knocking me out, and you can take a Spadev drop and die. Yep, Pinsir's out of the game now. So I'll definitely take that. Coco comes in. I mean, I'll just Flare Cannon this. That's not gonna knock me out either. So they're giving me their entire team, and they just forfeit. I don't know what just happened. You had Lottie into Pex. You had, I guess Pinsir probably didn't have Earthquake then, is what I'm assuming they had, and they clearly were not physical Coco with a Wild Charge or anything like that. So I'll take the win, and I'll be right back with another game. Alright, I got another game right here. My opponent's running that BC Wish Skiller team that was basically only a thing all the way back in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Very weak to Victini, very weak to Garchomp, very weak to Lele. I think as a lead here, I'll just lead off with my Torn. I'll go for Knock here. I don't really mind this. Knock off lefties, and I can just defog now on Magma Storm. And this turn, I'll just U-turn out into my Garchomp here on Rocks. I mean, I can just SD up on the Scarm. It's kind of annoying. I'll go back to Torn here to defog. Yeah, this is kind of bad. I'm just going to defog these away. Bisharp coming in is not the biggest deal. I can just U-turn out here. Sucker Punch is okay because it allows me to get in Lele next, and basically with Lele, and I just click Moonblast. So they want the rocks back up clearly. So at this point I have to trade with them. So let's go ahead and do that. Scarm comes in. Okay, well I'm just going to start SDing up then. Hello. Alright, you want to show me your responses now? Keldio's, I mean, I would have to have Icy Wind. I don't think they run Icy Wind. I guess maybe Venusaur. If Keldeo can Oko me here, that'll be terrible, but I don't think it can. It does come in. That's not Okoing me, goodbye. And Garchomp is very strong in this matchup, and at this point Victini kind of kills everything too. Here I just Earthquake. I got a crit on it, which is definitely very big. I think this game was over the moment that Keldeo did not burn me. I could still be wrong, like they can still win with Bisharp if I choke. Or maybe get a crit Sucker Punch, something like that could work out for them. Yeah, that's not able to knock me out. I can just knock that out too, and this Garchomp was just so good at preview. Just Earthquake this. Do a little too much damage there. Get in Victini. Click U-turn. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Let's U-turn out to bring in Lele here. And I mean, all I actually need to do is get this thing in range of Victini's Bolt Strike, and I'll be fine. So let's just Psychic it down. As Magma Storm misses. I mean, they were already out of that game, yeah. So we're able to go ahead and win right there. And I'll be right back with another one. Already got the next game right here. My opponent is once again very weak to Garchomp. Scizor hasn't done much, unfortunately. I do want to try to get one Swords Dance sweep, but every team has a Heatran, which is so frustrating. I'm going to lead off here with my Chomp on the Heatran, okay. So, I mean, you shouldn't stay in turn one, so I'm going to go right here. I'm just going to Earthquake. Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do. But that was the Scizor response, so Scizor can win now. Here I can just SD up, as rocks probably go up, right? And then, I mean, I can just follow it up with my Continental Crush this next turn. I guess I'll trade. I think Lele and Moonblast is okay here. Either that or Victini and V-Crit. I think Lele and Moonblast is better. They could go Bulu in theory, but I think at this point, SD Scizor kind of wins. Maybe. It's going to depend on a few things. Bulu comes in here. I'll just go Torn. That's a Banded Woodhammer. This game's definitely even now. I'm actually just wrong. Like, they can win this easily. I mean, I just got a kill now again, which is cool. Hey, give me that. So now, I guess Gran comes in, perhaps? Either that or Rotom. Rotom Wash comes in, okay. I just need damage on this for Moonblast. I can go Magearna here. On the Volt, okay, not a big deal. Mawile comes in. I do need this thing, so I think I just go Victini on Player Off, okay. That's fine. Is that okay? In case they have Fire Fang, I have to Bullet Punch. They decide not to actually take the kill. Oh, they don't have that attack. Okay, that's fine. Because at this point, I just go Lele and Moonblast everything. Moonblast will do 20. Like, if it doesn't do 20, I'll be surprised. Yep, knock that out. Rotom comes in. I mean, I can just Moonblast this into range of Magearna too. Like, it doesn't actually matter. Just Moonblast again here, knock that out. Greninja, it has to be a Scarf Protean with a certain attack. It is not, and we're able to win that game. So, they got pretty close, I'm not gonna lie. That definitely looked kind of bad there, but I'll be right back with another one. Alrighty, got the next game right here. My opponent has some birds, which is definitely pretty cool. I'll lead Victini, not anticipating Garchomp lead. Rotom Wash lead is not very good for me either, huh? I'll U-turn out here. Into... Actually, they actually go hard Garchomp, interestingly. Allows me to get in my Lele here. Now I'm going to calc, does Psychic kill this thing or not? If it does not, then I'm going to have to click Moonblast. Lele, Choice Scarf. Psychic does not kill it, so I will be clicking the Moonblast here. Drill coming in is not the worst. I pop a Balloon, which is kind of cool. So the thing with this Drill is, they kind of hate rocks a little bit more than me, so... I don't know if they're actually going to bother getting up rocks here, because I'm obviously going hard Garchomp to trade, right? So, that's pretty cool. I do need Torn for that Scarf Superior, though. I think it's Scarf Serp, based on the makeup of this team right here. Oh, really good double, huh? Hydro Vortex on the Magearna takes like 0 damage. Just going to Focus Blast here in case they try to get that Drill in again. Oh, come on, can I hit into this? Nope. That would be too good. I mean, I can just maybe Iron Head this in case it subs. Okay, or I guess I can just not. Just gonna Flare Cannon here. I clicked Flare Cannon on that turn. That's so bad. I'm gonna go Torn here. I can't let another thing get paralyzed. That's the thing. I just gotta Volt out. Yep, and here we go. Let's go Scizor. And ideally we can get our slow U-turn out with this Pokemon. Because yep, that's all these people click. Let's go Torn here. And click Hurricane. I do hit into Rotom, which is cool. I'll just click Knockoff. Actually, it was Z, wasn't it? So I actually have no business clicking Knockoff. I'll just go for U-turn. That Serp should be at like 20%, but it's not. Okay, I get to good damage on that at least. Try to Wisp me on a choke, I guess. I mean, once again, I will be clicking... I'm just going to Volt out, I think. Because like I said, if Drill comes out, I go Garchomp and trade rocks, and that is what it is, so... That's all okay with me. I gotta be careful about potentially Scarf Staraptor sweeping late game. I do have a Mega Scizor, though, and that's cool. What did I click? I think I clicked Volt Switch. That's fine. I'll get in Garchomp here and attempt to trade hazards. And I know they're doubling to Rotom, which makes me wish I was the Draconium set again. Oh, they get a crit Iron Head instead. Okay, that's cool. I'll go for rocks here and try to start pressuring things. They could spin, I guess. They would probably die to my rough skin before the spin actually ends up mattering, so that's cool. Staraptor comes in, so this is most definitely a Choice Scarf variant. Let's go Torn here. I don't think I need Torn in particular. I do want to keep Scizor as healthy as possible for that one Pokemon. I think Garchomp is still amazing here, so... Yeah, they're gonna take a lot of damage here if they want to stand and knock me out. Which I would totally be cool with that. Like, I don't mind. If they decide that is something they want to do. This is definitely Choice Scarf, so I gotta make a play here. I'll just go Scizor. And I'm thinking U-turn. I do get out on the Garchomp, cool. Can get in Lele here. Healthiest Drill, 62. It'll die to 2 of these. That Staraptor is a bird Pokemon, so it can actually get hit by my Bullet Punch under terrain, which is very helpful. Wow, they're exceptionally weak to Lele now that I look at this. In fact, after the Staraptor goes down, it kind of wins on its own. Yeah, so they don't have a switch in here. They gotta like sack something and then go drill. They might sack Staraptor. I could also see Rotom Wash being sacked off. Yep, Rotom Wash does get sacked off. Cool. This doesn't live, does it? Yeah, this thing dies. I don't know what they're trying to do here. I was very wrong. How much bulk do you have on this thing? Calculate. Okay, so they're just like max HP or something like that. I mean, I still get kills here and just kind of win with this thing if they give me the Serp. Like, after this thing goes down, Garchomp wins on its own. So all I need to do is not get fully paralyzed this turn, and this thing can't come back in ever. Okay, so I do not break through, and that's a problem. Can I break through here? Man, I swear Serp and Zapdos are like the two most just, I don't want to try mons in the tier, like, let's just paralyze everything and then go from there, kind of thing. So this thing's at +4, they do switch it out as I am not able to 2-hit KO that thing. I think I just lost because of that para. Maybe I should have switched out my Lele. It's whatever, I'll just go for a U-turn here. On the rocks. Get in my Chomper. 2-click Earthquake. I don't understand. Go for Earthquake again here. I guess maybe just to scout for my Z. Yeah, that's probably what it was, just to scout for my Z move. Okay, so I knock that out. I think I can still win this game. Serp can come out though, and that's the problem. These are just Leaf Storms and does annoying things. I'll go Magearna here. Just to take it on. I can't let Garchomp get paralyzed, that's the problem here, obviously. Garchomp is my best way of winning this game now. Yeah, this game would be over had I broken through. Like, literally Garchomp just kills everything, but this Serp is a problem now that it's not dead. I think maybe I can win with my Scizor comes in, right? Comes in on 1%. Victini comes in on 50 something percent. Actually 71. Comes in on 46, I think. Yeah. So they go for the Leaf Storm, okay. I mean, Iron Head will knock this out. All I need to do is not get fully paralyzed this turn, and Garchomp easily wins this game. Like, Garchomp kills everything on their team. I forced Staraptor out once to revenge my Garchomp. I just switch out Garchomp, and it comes back in. So they decide to switch out, interestingly. Doesn't that thing die on entry? No, it's still at 5%. They just Earthquake here. Interestingly, they decide that spinning is the play. So Staraptor can actually be a thing now. What comes in here though? It's Charizard? Charizard. Yeah, I guess Charizard is gonna come in here. I'll just Volt out. As it decides to knock me out, as it should. Let's get in my Garchomp here. Hit them up with the... So they're going to lose to Bullet Punch if they stay in right here, so they should sack off that thing. I'm so tempted to click rocks. I'm not doing it. Yeah, they just lost my bullet punch, assuming I break through twice. So I need Scizor to come through right here. And not get ridiculously hacked, as this game has pretty much already been just ridiculous hacks. Serp comes in. I can just Earthquake here. Okay. Victini is not going to take one of those. Scizor, please. Just break through. This is for everything. There's one. Can I break through again? Comes in. Bullet Punch will knock this out, and it does. Nice. So Scizor comes through. That was just like Serperior is one of the most annoying Pokemon to face, I swear, but we won the game, which is cool. I'll be right back with another one. Okay, final game right here is going to be up against a pretty cool balanced looking team right here. Very weak to Garchomp, very weak to Victini. In fact, Victini has a ton of fun here. I'm gonna lead off with my... Lele is like, he has triple steal, so Lele is not the best. I'm gonna lead with my Garchomp, I think. No, I don't think I can risk Garchomp right away. I'm gonna lead Torn on Gliscor lead, so they can't really stand right here because of the knock, but I got a free knock, like there's no reason not to click it. They don't have a Mega on this team, so whatever comes in is getting knocked off. I guess they would maybe go out into the Zmon. Oh, this is the Mega, what am I saying? Yeah, that's the Mega. So I can just U-turn out here on the Magnezone, get in Garchomp, and I think just get up my rocks here. Actually, let's just Earthquake, in case they stay in. That's fine. I'll get in Torn on this, as they get up their rocks. Those are not staying up. They could have Toxic on this set, I guess. Either that or SD. It's usually Toxic or Swords Dance, so... Either way, I'm gonna have to be careful. What's my best way of revenging this, assuming this doesn't work out? Garchomp Z is an option. Lele's Psychic can hit it pretty hard. Although that just gives them one of these. I gotta be careful about Kartana, too. Like, if Tornadus ends up going down here, then I could potentially lose to Kartana, assuming Scizor gets weakened too. Especially if it's Swords Dance Kartana, because that thing is a threat. Although it wouldn't be able to outspeed Scarf Lele if it is. Unless it's, of course, that Timid set, which I don't really like Timid Cart, in all honesty. I haven't seen it around in a while. If they're switching out right here, they should go Magnezone, but they don't want to, okay. They just U-turn out, interestingly. That's like the last thing I expected to happen. Ditto comes in. Ditto's fine, I can just U-turn out on Ditto. They had a Hurricane and confuse me, but thankfully I break out. I'll just get in Victini here and click U-turn. You should go Slowbro every time. Yep, and I get a nice V-create out on that. I mean a U-turn out on that. Allows me to get in my Scizor here and just U-turn out again. You either go Magnezone or Celesteela here, so Gliscor is not really what I was anticipating. Let's get this in and start trying to put in some work here. Let's SD up on the rocks. This turn I'll go for Continental Crush and knock out the Gliscor, really nice. If Ditto comes in, I live in Earthquake and I knock that out with my Earthquake. Let me just double check that what I'm saying is factual. Actually, I shouldn't actually stay in here. Do I think they would Stone Edge? They have to Earthquake here. I'm gonna go Torn. Really good Stone Edge play. I mean, at the same time, I didn't really need that, so I could have just stayed in and knocked it out, but... I guess that's fine. I get in Scizor here, and... with Scizor, I can just U-turn out. I guess I should have gone Garchomp again, but that's fine. I can just get in Victini here. And click Bolt Strike. Slowbro comes in, takes a little bit too much damage from that, I'm not gonna lie. I can just click this again here. On the Magnezone switch in. Takes a bit of damage there too. Allows me to just get in Magearna here. Gotta be careful about them copying my Garchomp. I'll get in Chomp here on the Heavy Slam. Okay, nice. And I think I just get up my rocks at this point. Kartana comes in. I just go Scizor on Cart. I guess it could SD up. It does SD up. Huh, that's a problem. I'll just U-turn out here. I definitely messed up with that Torn play, because they just get to Earthquake my entire team now. Is that Fightinium? Black Hole Eclipse. That's interesting. Maybe Lele can win. Actually, yeah, Lele can definitely win. I'm getting too ahead of myself here. Lele looks amazing. That's gonna get 2-hit KO'd. Yeah, Lele can easily win this game. Especially because they gave me the Bolt Strike damage on that Slowbro. Granted, it still could come down to speed ties for all I know. Celesteela comes in. I don't want them getting Leech Seed recovery, so I'm just gonna sack off my Scizor now. Yeah. And to get in my Victini here. Healthiest Slowbro, it would come in at what, like... It would go up to 66 and come in at... It should die to 2 of these. Yeah, there's no way that Slowbro is gonna take 2. And if they give me this, then they just give me Kartana, okay. Interesting decision there. To get in Slowbro, okay. I'll get in my Garchomp on this. Because I have to somehow pressure it, right? So I just SD up. No, because then I could lose to Ditto. And I will lose to Ditto if I SD up. So do I just stay in here? Like, what am I doing? I think I just go Garchomp and spam Earthquake for my Moonblast. Calm Mind is annoying. Huh. Do I have to SD up to beat this? Oh, it's this set? It's gonna come down to crits, I think. Stone Edge is a high crit ratio move, so I'm gonna go for that here. I do miss. Huh. Yeah, I just lost to Mega Scizor. Let's get out of there and end off the live. Unfortunate way to end it off. I definitely think I misplayed with my Torn, but at the same time, it wasn't even Taunt Torn, so let's go ahead and end it off right there. Honestly, I don't know if I beat this Mega Scizor set at preview. Maybe with SD Mega Scizor, but I really think that maneuver I made with SD Mega Scizor wasn't the worst, but it was able to work out for them right there, and we're going to go ahead and end it off. So I believe we finished, what, 5-2? Not the worst, and yeah, the team will be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out, and I'll see you next time. Later.